There are people you meet and forget before you even walk away. And then there are people who don't let you forget them. Not because they tried, not because they were loud about it, but because some current ran between you for a few minutes and you felt it. And you know they felt it too. She was the second kind. It was one of those nights I almost didn't go to. You know that feeling. You're already in your head, already halfway talked yourself out of it. I'll catch the next one. But something made me go, some pull I didn't question until later. The party was full. Not packed to the walls, but full in that way where every corner has its own little world. Different conversations, different energies, and for a while I moved through it like a ghost, present, but not really there. And then I felt it, before I even saw her. It sounds strange to say that, I know how it sounds. But there was a shift, like the temperature in the room changed, or the noise dropped a frequency. I looked up, and across the room, there she was. She wasn't doing anything dramatic, she wasn't performing. She was just standing there, talking to someone, head slightly tilted, listening the way most people don't anymore. Really listening. But there was something around her, some kind of gravity. Our mutual friend made the introduction maybe 20 minutes later. And when she turned to face me fully, when she looked at me, really looked, I felt it again. That current, swift, clean, like a door opening somewhere inside my chest. We talked. I couldn't tell you exactly what about. It wasn't the words that mattered. It was the space between them, the pauses that didn't feel awkward. The way she'd say something and then watch my face not for approval, for something else, like she was reading something. At one point I made her laugh, genuinely, unexpectedly. And she looked almost surprised at herself, like she hadn't planned on laughing tonight. I don't know how long we talked. Time got strange. And then, the way these things always happen, we got pulled apart. Someone called her name. The crowd shifted, and just like that, the moment closed. But she looked back. Once, just for a second. And that second is what I keep returning to. Here's the thing about a connection like that. It doesn't stay in the room where you found it. You carry it home. You set it down on your kitchen counter and stare at it. You replay it the way you'd replay a song you can't quite remember all the words to. We exchanged numbers before the night ended. Casual, easy, like it was obvious. And the conversation continued. Texts. A call here and there. She's warm in those moments. Present. Funny in a quiet way. I've been trying to figure out what I'm dealing with here. Because there are a few possibilities, right? Maybe she's just private. Some people are. Not everyone hands themselves over on a timeline that makes sense to someone else. That's fair. That's human. Maybe she's been through something. Something that made her careful. Something that taught her to stay close to the surface until she's sure. And if that's it, I understand that more than she knows. Or maybe there's something she's carrying that she doesn't know how to set down yet. A story that isn't finished. A chapter she's still in the middle of. And she met me, this unexpected person, at a party she probably also almost didn't go to. And she felt it too. And now she's trying to figure out what to do with that. I think about that version a lot. Because it's the one that makes the most sense when I think about that look she gave me before she walked away at the party. That single glance back, that wasn't a polite look. That wasn't nice to meet you. That was someone checking if something was still there. It was, but there's a but. There's always something just slightly out of reach with her. A layer I keep almost getting to, and then she shifts. Not coldly, not deliberately, I don't think. Just, she moves, like she's deciding in real time how much to let me see. I've noticed things, the way she answers questions about herself with questions about me, the way she'll go quiet sometimes mid-conversation, not bored, but far away, like she stepped into a room I don't have access to. Once I asked her something simple, something like where she grew up, and she smiled, and it was a real smile, don't get me wrong, but there was something behind it. A pause that lasted just a beat too long. "Far from here," she said, and moved on. I didn't push. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I felt like pushing would break something fragile. Or maybe because I wasn't sure I was ready for whatever was behind that pause. We're supposed to meet up this week. Nothing formal. Coffee maybe. Or a walk. She mentioned a walk. And I find myself thinking about it more than I want to admit. Not because I've built her into something she's not. I've been careful about that. She's a person. Complicated, layered, private, a person. But that connection, that thing that happened in 20 minutes at a party on a night I almost skipped, that was real. I know what real feels like, and I know what I made up feels like. That was real. So I'll show up. For the coffee, or the walk, or whatever it ends up being. And maybe she'll let me a little closer this time. Or maybe she won't. Either way, I think the story isn't done yet. I think we're still in the part where you don't know what it is. Where it could become anything or nothing. Where it's just potential, unspent. And honestly, I kind of love this part.